Do you have those relationships where, whether it be a friendship, your spouse, a family member, a coworker, where you just seem to feel always let down from them? You seem to feel that, they just don't understand what your needs are? Doesn't it sound a little silly? I mean, honestly, God teaches us to love without expectation, to love that person with no condition, to love that person no matter what, even if there's no return. And yet, our earthly view is that in order for us to love, in order for us to provide love, there is always something that we want in return. That this person needs to meet this level of expectation and needs to return something to me in order for me to truly love where they are. But God also teaches us that we are all walking through our own storm right now. That there is always something going on in someone else's life that you might not know about. And it's likely you don't know. And it's likely that you don't understand. So it's selfish and unfair to expect something in return, or to create this level or this gap of, you need to be here in order for me to love you up here. And that's honestly not what God intends for our lives. That's not what he intends for a relationship. I found myself in a position this weekend where I was taking a very earthly role in a conversation that turned into a very unhealthy and argumentative conversation with someone that I love dearly and truly. And it took a message this morning that convicted me and opened my eyes up as a reminder from God that he meets us. God meets us where we are, no matter where we are and what mess we're in. And he loves us anyway. There is no condition. He loves us and provides grace upon grace upon grace for every failed step, for every failed thought, for every conversation that we have that is just uncleanly. And he loves us without condition and expects us. What he expects is that we offer that in return to someone, that the grace he gives us, we give to someone else. And it's not fair to set relationships up and expect certain things from people when God doesn't expect it from us himself. He loves us. He cares for us as we are. And we should be offering that to friends and family and any relationship that we come in contact with. It's love without expectation, love without condition. But how often do we actually do that? I know that I need to start opening up and allowing those relationships to be what God intends them to be, to let my expectations crumble, because it's not fair to the other person. Let's take it a step further. I heard in a sermon that we expect sinners to not sin, but that's not fair. We are all sinners. We are all humans with the intent of wanting to do what we want, not necessarily what we're told to do or be what God intends us to be. But yet we want other people to not sin against us. But I think we need to reflect in on our hearts, reflect where we stand today, reflect where we've been and what we've done in situations. Because it's much less about the other person and more about you internally, me. Where do I stand? Am I being loving? Do I really care? Am I showing that love to others like God has shown to me? And I need to self-reflect and just realize that I need to extend love and grace just like God has placed that upon me every day. And it's not fair to judge. It's not fair to compare. It's not fair to expect. Because maybe that person's best day will never meet your expectations. And how unfair is that to judge love against something that is just your own personal expectation? It's not fair. I encourage all of us to reflect on the relationships we have, the relationships we've had, and see where personally you have loved. Have you truly loved? Do you truly offer love without anything, without expecting anything in return? Because that's what love is. Love is loving, offering love to others without expecting anything in return, without conditions. It's loving, being kind, being compassionate, and meeting that person right in their mess, meeting that person right where they are, and loving them regardless of what they offer you.